not affecting you at all. That's okay. I just need people to see the thing. Hey, welcome back, everybody. As the song in the background is the Canadian Bro Show. Canadian Bro Show.
You're not making it any better by singing.
No, I mean, the thing is that you keep bringing it up. It's going to be more demonstrative instead of just bouncing your head and try to be a team player.
What?
But, here at the Canadian Bro Show, even if you have a co-host of the most, you have to deal with the ramifications of the co-host thinking that he is really the most. And he is mostly, for the most part, the most. And happy to have Trent and happy to have Johnny. The last episode, Trent and I, episode 39, we actually filmed. And it was a good episode. Unfortunately, somehow, due to the person that's running the technical aspect of our team.
The technical Paul difficulty.
And his name is Paul. That's me. It was my fault. I screwed up. I had to redo I not only had to redo the episode 3 times, but I ended up doing it myself. And that was, that was a little traumatic.
You did good job, right?
No, I appreciate that. I've got a couple of good comments, and people were like, "Wow, you don't even need the other guy." The guy that calls himself the most. I said, "Yes, I do." What are you kidding me?
I'd gladly be out. No problem.
No. He's going to be asking for a raise and a piece of the action. Unfortunately, we don't have any money. We don't have a piece of the action at this point, but we're growing. And the gentleman, my name is Paul Bale. I'm the host and the founder of the Canadian Bro Show. This is 1 year in. This is our episode 100. Believe it or not, it's amazing. 40 episodes on all basketball with the Hoopjunkies, Pauly and Rowley. So thank you for that, Trent. It's quite remarkable. And then Johnny and I, we just finished our 60th episode on the end of 2025. A happy New Year's. Hopefully a better 2026. We just finished. That episode's going to be up on Wednesday. Our episode's going to be up later this afternoon after we film, because it's the second day of the week long into week 11. So thank you very much for joining us. This is our second season doing all basketball from the Hoopjunkies, Pauly and Rowley. It's our second iteration, as I was saying, and we've done 40 episodes. And we like to start off with it's all basketball with the Hoopjunkies, Pauly and Rowley. It could be NBA, it could be FIBA, it could be Canadian basketball, it could be college, it could be NCAA Division I, and it can be the WNBA. And Trent likes to start off with an episode on a little bit about the WNBA. I'm just going to switch over to the Urban Groove. Trent, what would you like to share with us? You mentioned something about they're doing the 3-and-3 league starting up?
The Unrivaled League that got started last year with
Brianna
Collier and Stewart.
Right.
That got it started. Girls are making some decent coin. It's on TNT, True TV. It's not on regular television. Anyways.
Yeah.
It's 3-on-3 with a smaller court.
Is it a half court or a full court?
Like a full court, but not. It's full court that's not a full court.
Got it. Yeah, I know what you mean.
And 3-on-3. And
they run full court, like back and forth 3-and-3, so it's not just half court 3-and-3.
No, it's full court, but it's not a full court.
Yeah, it's not 93 feet long by 52. Yeah.
It's to showcase maybe some of their other talents and being in a 5-on-5 game, that kind of thing. It's not for me. I watched it a couple times last week.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
This wasn't my thing to watch. I think it's good that they can stay here in North America and play ball and make money playing ball in the off season instead of having to go to China or Russia or any of these other places to play.
Yeah.
I think that's great for them.
Yeah.
But not my cup of tea, but it does get started on the January 5th, I think it is the first night. And I mean, lots of players are playing in it. I think the young girl from France or Spain, the draft pick, is like dunking in some of the warm-up.
She is something else. I saw one of her dunks.
Again, I'll probably check out a couple games, but overall, not my cup of tea. I'm still waiting for these.
Yeah, me too, Trent. Is it just a copy of Ice Cube's 3-and-3 men's league sort of idea?
No, it looks
really?
like it's a full court because they're going up and down. So it's not check the ball and stop. And
what I mean is there similarities in the men's 3? Not really,
I mean, let's be honest. The big three is due to we all watch play that just want to get high and go play basketball. Like you do on Kids Beach on a Saturday kind of.
So you think they're actually getting high before playing?
Oh, dude, you see some of these guys like
I took a look at Mobley. He looked like he's 70 years old, but he can still
Having a
play.
good time, man. Oh no,
Yeah,
not
definitely.
all of them. There's definitely, yeah, they're having a good time.
It's not legal in all of the 50 states in
No,
America,
it's
is it?
not. No, they're not that
Interesting.
bright.
Interesting.
No.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I mean, I it's not my cup of tea either. Trying to be
yeah,
perfectly frank with you,
me.
I'm more interested in the WNBA. And last year we got kind of robbed by having the best female basketball player in the world be injured for pretty much 80% of the season,
Yeah.
if not more. So looking forward to her come back and healthy. The backdrop, I just like to mention, as you can see on the ticker below, we've got a brand new episode 40 AL basketball from the Hoopjunkies, Pauly and Rowley, season 2. As I mentioned, NBA, Yahoo, Fantasy Basketball, NBA Insights, Trades, WNBA, NCAA, FIBA, and our latest episode on the other iteration, the first iteration, is Oh Canada A, episode 60, a review of 2025 and all of the madness that unfolded in Canada. But in the meantime, let's get back to hoops. Trent, nothing on the NBA, WNBA side at this point because it's too early, right?
No, they still got their in between their 40-day extension trying to negotiate. So,
okay. Well, we'll get right back into NBA fantasy hoops segment that I do to start off after Trent does the WNBA and we talk about the schedule. I'd like to talk about last night's games. There was 11 games last night, and there was some very, very good basketball. I don't know if you had a chance to watch many of the games. I've been fighting the flu there, Trent, a little bit, cold or whatever you want to call it. I was in bed by 9 last night. I slept for 12 hours, and that's why I was able to do the show. So I caught up on a lot of the games this morning when I got up, and I'll watch a couple of those games that look really intriguing. But in the meantime, I follow Dan Titus, who works for Yahoo NBA Fantasy on television, and he has his own show, and I utilize a lot of I've been following Dan Titus for the better part of 15 plus years when I started fantasy basketball about 22 years ago, and he is just a legend. And I find that when he speaks, we listen because he really has got his finger on the pulse of fantasy basketball, and he does talk about points leagues. He doesn't talk about rotisserie. I don't play rotisserie anymore. It's all 9 category, and Trent and I we have 2 teams that we battle off against each other. Trent just basically just bitch slapped me into oblivion last week. He beat me 8-1 with his team. We battled for the week, and I thought I was going to get back to at least maybe a 4-4, but no. Every single player in Trent's team went off on historic numbers. Scotty Barnes for the Toronto Raptors. My God, man. What do you have? 28 points, 23 rebounds, and...
It's like 24 points, 23 points, 25 rebounds, like 6 assists. And then he got a triple-double, and then Banchero got a triple-double against them as well.
Yeah. No, I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. And he also got stocks. I think he got 3 steals and 3 blocks as well, and a couple of threes. He just did it all. And it's quite remarkable that they can do that. And the Raps have been playing great. So we want to talk about the Raps quite a bit. But getting back to the fantasy basketball, a lot of people that if you're not interested in fantasy basketball or you are interested, you just don't know how to get involved, it's free. You can do mock drafts. You can join a league. You can join a 10-team league, a 12-team league, 14, 16, rotisserie, points-only league. It's a lot of fun, and if you're a hoop junkie like us, it's a great way to create a new hobby. But if you're going to do it, you need to understand the weekly roster management that Trent and I have been talking about for 2 seasons now in fantasy basketball. Often comes down to the schedule density and matchup quality, and this guide really tries to help break down the sort of the idiosyncrasies and the ineptitude often of the NBA scheduling. Human beings aren't doing the NBA schedule, it's computers. And then, of course, with the Emirates Cup added and a few other things that roll in, it just makes the schedule really challenging. It's taken us 10 weeks to get past of all these crappy schedules, and now we're starting to see a little normality. And that's starting in week 11. And so it's really important to break down and help managers stay ahead by analyzing teams, specifically if there is teams with 4 playing days. And this particular week, there's only a couple that are playing 4. The vast majority of the league, literally 30 teams, are playing 3 games. So it should be pretty straightforward. Monday was a busy game. We had 11, 12 games last night. We've got 4 games tonight. So Tuesday, Thursdays are softer schedules. That's a good time to create some more points against the person or team that you're playing with for the week. And then focus on Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to finish it off. And then it goes into a new week. By identifying light slate streaming days and highlight favorable opponents, this can really help you with putting your teams together. Days with fewer than 6 games. These are dates to target players for streaming options. Basically, as I said, Tuesday, Thursday. Teams with more than 3 games this week. Make sure to activate players and target weekly players from the following teams. And it's quite a few, and it gives you a lot of flexibility with all the injuries to be able to hit the waiver wire. Waiver wire connected is what we do here with the Hoop Junkies on the Canadian Bro Show, and we're going to go through that. The days with fewer than 6 games are essentially, you're looking at teams have more than, as I mentioned, 3 games this week. So make sure you activate and target players and pickups. So you got the Hawks, Nets, Hornets, Bulls. I don't know what's going on with the Bulls, man. The Cavaliers, the Nuggets. Good Lord, Joker almost went down for the rest of his career. I was freaking out. But apparently he's out for 4 to 6 weeks. And he's got what Ice Trey just had. A little contusion of the knee, a little awkward pop. The Warriors, the Pacers, the Heat, the Bucks, the Timberwolves, Pelicans, Knicks, Thunder, Magic, Suns, Trailblazers, Kings, Spurs, and Wizards. Basically, every single team in the NBA has pretty much got 3 games, and there's a couple that have 4. So it should be a little bit easier to, move and groove and be able to find players that you can pick up, of which I will go into shortly thereafter. Essentially, any teams that have less than 3 games, which is not going to happen this week, you want to avoid them as all well. And unless you have a player that is a rock star that's playing, 2 games, you want to play him both games, and you're not going to cut him, of course. You're not going to replace him with an injured player. So top teams that are target-based for favorable matchups are the Milwaukee Bucks, and thank God, because the Greek Freak is back, and without the Greek Freak, the Milwaukee Bucks do not look like a championship team of just a few years ago. They've changed immensely. The Bucks have matchups against the lowly Hornets, who are playing better, the terrible Wizards, who have a nice young squad that could grow, and the Hornets. They have injury issues, and the Kings. We won't even talk about the Kings. The Bucks have a great opportunity to make up some ground after a less than impressive start to the season. By the way, Miles Turner finally woke last night, had a great game. They really need more out of him, because then the Greek Freak, the problem with the general manager of the Bucks putting someone like Miles Turner with the Greek Freak is they were thinking that Miles Turner is a 7-footer that has almost 40% from 3, that he would be out on the wing and you would have the Greek Freak just dominate the paint, which makes sense. But if Turner is not hitting the 3, his moonball 3s, and he's taking, every 3rd game off, or he's just not consistent enough, it's really not helping. Thank God they got Bobby Portis. They're thin all the way around. Their back point guards, there's only 2 deep on the point guards. They have 0 wing depth, and it's a challenge. I still think with the Greek Freak healthy, and if they could get more consistency out of Kyle Kuzma and utilize Bobby Portis for at least 25 to 27 minutes a game somehow, and use maybe an 8 or 9 depth players instead of 6 or 7. Doc Rivers, by the way, just moved up with the most wins as a head coach in the NBA, and he is number 11 in the history of the NBA right now with 1,164 games. It's quite remarkable. He's been around, and Trent and I used to watch him. I don't know if you were old enough. Yeah, you're not that much younger than me.
Oh, man.
When he was a point guard for Atlanta and Dominique, I used to watch them all the time, eh? Tree Rollins.
Yeah, Bud Webb, Stacey Osman.
Minnesota Timberwolves has been playing really well recently, Trent. They just seem to have figured things out. Their point guard now is not a point guard, and their young point guards aren't even getting minutes. So DiVincenzo is starting as their point guard, and he's really a combo guard. But Jalen McDaniels, Julius Randle, and Naz Reid went nuts last night. Really slow start to the year, and I had to cut him on a couple of teams because I was like, "Wake up, bro!" But they're starting to really put it together, and it's exciting. They're an exciting team to watch. And let's face it, they got one of the best combo guards in the league. With and by the way, their starting point guard. An interviewer asked what his goal is in terms of stats as a player. And you know what his first answer was, Trent? You're not going to believe this unless you've heard this already. He said he wants to beat Wilt Chamberlain's record of sleeping with over 20,000 women. Can you... I mean, honestly, like I've read all three of Wilt's books. I talked to him about it. That's not going to happen. But I mean, that's not the answer you want to tell. You want to tell all your fans, your fan base.
His problem is that Wilt was smart, didn't have a bunch of baby mamas running around. This guy's already got like 4 kids with 3 different women.
Well, he's the other record he wants to beat is Sean Kemp's record of 12 baby mamas.
Idiots, man.
I'm serious. I don't get it, Trent. I really don't get it. I know you're a father. I've never had the pleasure of being a father, but it's a challenge. Orlando Magic, since they got healthy, Trent and I have talked about the Orlando Magic. They've also got a team that, you know, you look at what's happening right now, they've got some injuries, but, you know, Mr. Black, that's all I got to say.
Only Orlando, baby.
This kid is just...
For me.
He's killing it. He's 6'7". It took him 3 seasons to figure it out, and a lot of injuries in the backcourt, and they have a limited backcourt now, so he's getting tons of minutes. I picked him up on 4 of my teams. Yeah. He's playing unbelievable, and thank God I picked him up because he gives you the point guard, shooting guard combo, where an injury, one of my Ice Trey goes down, I just plugged Black in because I got 4 or 5 point guards. I make sure that I stack my teams deep.
He's 3 years in and he's just figuring it out. I wonder what's coming up. Oh, yeah, it's almost a chance to sign a new contract.
Yeah, it's funny, eh? Good timing.
What's the thing is confidence.
But they've been playing really well, and the Wagner brothers are both still out. And Bain seems to have found a footing with his new team after they gave up 4 first-round picks for him. A lot of people were like, you gave up 4 first-round picks for this dude? I'm a big fan of Black and Bain and Paolo Banchero, but they need more height, they need more depth, and they need more guard help. Wendell Carter Jr. has been playing really well for them, and Tristan De Silva has disappeared. Phoenix Suns, another team that you want to take a look at.
Stop playing Gogo too.
What's that?
They stopped playing your boy Gogo too.
No, he actually played. Yeah, no, they're bringing him back. I don't know what happened to Gogo. I don't understand what's going on. Coaches, they just have a weird way of dealing with players sometimes. Like, look at Miami as an example. You never know what lineup you're going to get there, right? But the Phoenix Suns have been playing really decent basketball. Booker's been playing well. They're not getting anything out of their big men. Mark Williams just got suspended. Nick Richards is not even playing. The rookie is not playing. So they're playing small ball. And when you've got a Canadian like Dylan averaging 23 points a game and very little outs, it's absolutely remarkable that we're seeing that. I never thought he would ever be an NBA player like that. However, this kid out of Villanova, I don't know what's going on in Villanova. I don't know what they're doing over there, what's in the water. Gillespie, I picked him up for 2 of my teams because I had too many injuries at point guard. I needed help. And the dude had 26 points last night. He had 10 assists. He had 4 or 5 threes, a couple of steals, and he's playing unbelievable basketball. Yeah. So you look at Green, you look at him, and then you look at the guy they traded for, still hammy injured. So I don't know what's going on with these soft players. It's really tragic, but Phoenix Suns is a team that you can pick up a bunch of players. Gillespie, Booker. Of course, you're not going to get Booker, but believe it or not, I got Dylan Brooks on 2 of my teams. He was sitting there at 23 points a game.
Stay away from Royce O'Neal.
Yeah, no, he's a chucker. Right, everyone goes, oh, he's one of the great. He's almost 40% from 3-point. Well, guess what he shoots from the field? 34%. Dude, I mean, he's a one-trick pony, and he plays good D. But no, I'm just not going to do it.
I had Gillespie on my team for a bit, and then he was just playing like crap. So.
Yeah, well, he actually has been playing really consistent, but just recently he's been playing some of the best basketball of his young career, and it's good to see. And the next segment we're going to get into, Jordan Goodwin is also a player you might want to check out on the Phoenix Suns. He's been getting more minutes, and I would take him over Royce O'Neal for sure. So good point, Trent. Next is a segment that we like to do in the Canadian Bro Show, all basketball with the Hoopjunkies, Pauly and Rowley, is Waiver Wired Connected. Your weekly scan of the fantasy basketball landscape, where the breakdown waiver ads for 9 category leagues and standard point leagues will help you stay competitive. And it really does. Both Trent and I use the waiver wire probably more prolifically than every other player that I've ever seen. We don't waste time. We break down the weekly schedule. There's so many freaking injuries. You got to stay on top of the waiver wire. You got to pay attention to the waiver wire because it will save your ass. Week 11 offers some normalcy in fantasy hoops, which is just for the first 10 weeks is a gong show, as no team plays fewer than 3 games this week, which is very remarkable. Streaming could be an option for any day. Still, I prioritize teams like Philadelphia 76ers, the Celtics, the Clippers, the Jazz, the Kings, the Pistons on lighter slates, playing Tuesday, Thursday, as I mentioned earlier. And now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about some waiver wire connected. Who are you going to pick up? Have you ever heard of a kid named Maxime Renault?
Yep.
7-footer for Sacramento. The rookie coach, who I like, has been under a lot of pressure on the Sacramento kids. They're just horrific what's going on there. And Maxime,
terrible contract at that point.
Oh my God! And they've got seven guards on their roster. However, with Sabonis being down, they had no bigs because they never picked up any bigs. They picked up guards, which is just like you got to be. Trent and I could run that franchise better than they're running now. I'm telling you, and that's not arrogance. We would run that franchise. It's one of the best fan bases in the NBA, and it's really tragic what's going on there. However, fantasy general managers like myself, there are some people that you can scoop, and one guy I would scoop is Maxime Renault, the 7-footer out of France. He's locked in at 30 minutes a night. Sabonis is going to be out with a knee injury for at least another 4 weeks, maybe 6. Yeah. And they play 4 games. One of the few teams to play 4 games this week. He has been playing unbelievable. The coach was not playing him enough minutes, and the players, the fans, the organization were saying, give the kid a go. He's been playing fantastic. He's playing some of the best basketball. I picked him up on 4 of my teams just as a filler for the week. And as they're playing more games this week, I kept him because it's rare to find a team that's got 4 games. So the other guy I picked up on one team is a guy that I used to always pick up, but because he went to the Clippers, Brook Lopez is only 22% rostered. However, with the big man, your favorite big man in the NBA, never gets injured, and he is finally injured, and I hope he doesn't stay injured too long because he has really turned himself into a very underrated big in the NBA, and I think he deserves the kudos and credit for his growth and development. And the Lakers completely screwed the pooch on that one by giving that guy away for a bag of chips. It's just embarrassing. But in the meantime, Brook Lopez played on Christmas Day, and Santa Claus was really nice to him. He had 9 threes, and he just went nuts. He went nuts, and he had 4 blocks, and they're going to be starting him for the next while. If he's available, I would pick him up because he gives you blocks, and he gives you threes. He gives you shooting percentages. He never gets injured, and if you've ever seen him in person, as I have, both him and his brother, he's bigger than his brother. The man is as large as Mark Eaton. And Mark Eaton is one of the largest human beings I've ever seen in my life in person.
Yeah.
Brooke Lopez's head is the size of a suitcase. It is massive. And I would seriously give him a go in 9 categories because he's going to get 20 to 30 points if the coach plays him, and they should. The other guy is a guy that I flirted with, Trent. I don't know if you ever picked him up. Have you ever picked up the French kid named Bilal Koulibaly for the Washington Wizards? Yeah? How long did that last?
I think I picked him up for a week. Just because I had games. And had
inconsistent.
He had one pretty good game, and then the other 2 were,
disappeared. Yeah. And he's been injured for a bit, but he's been playing a lot more. He's not even playing. He's playing 20, 23, 24 minutes. They do have a lot of injuries. They do have a lot of youth, but he should be playing more. He's been playing really well in the last 3 or 4 games, and he's showing a little bit more consistency. In fact, the Wizards seem to be playing a lot better right now. They have a really good young core. I wouldn't pick him up.
Alex Starr's really improved this year, honestly.
Oh my God, no kidding. I was just going to bring that up. Yeah, good point. Really. And Koulibaly and Scar, those are 2 guys you could pick up. And the other I would pick up is Kaishan, who is 16 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, a couple of stocks, a couple of threes. A little inconsistent. He's a little soft, but he's got a great throw, and he's 6'7". He's a guy I'd pick up if you're looking to go on the Washington Wizards.
Those kids are playing a ton of minutes.
Oh yeah.
If they play 3 games in a week, guaranteed you're going to have one game that is just really, really solid.
Yeah.
And you have another 2 games that are okay. Well, that one big game, it makes up for those other 2. You're going to have one big game in those 3. They're young and inconsistent, but they get to play 35 minutes a game.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the key. And it's minutes, it's usage, and it's rotations. And the head coach, who used to be the head coach of the Vancouver Grizzlies way back in the day, Keefe, he's a nice man, but he's just a stop pick for that franchise. He's hired to get fired. And they'll probably keep him for the next couple of years because he's really level-headed and grounded. And the young kids seem to listen to him, at least now, so we'll see what happens. But getting into rotation players in deeper leagues, we only play 10 categories. So I picked up the latest player in favor on the Miami Heat is Pelle Larsson from Sweden. He's the 6'6" combo guard. And Coach Spo seems to really love those combo guards because Jaime Jaquez has been playing fantastic for them, and I picked him up again, and I'm going to hold him because he's fine. Yeah. You still have him on your team in our league?
The guy I keep flirting with on Miami is that goes on and off my roster is Davion Mitchell.
Yeah, see, I've never done it because he can't shoot. He shoots .385 from the field, but I did pick up Mitchell Wiggins last night. He was available. I couldn't believe he was available, and he's been playing great, and he had 3 steals and 3 blocks last night, and 25 points, 8 rebounds. He's Canadian. So being the Canadian Bro Show and all things basketball with the Canadians, Pauly and Rowley, the Hoopjunkies, I mean, you got to jump on them. I pick up Pelle Larsson, and he blows his ankle out. So he was out for 6 games with his right ankle, and he blows his left ankle out last night. I'm just like, come on, man. Like, it's just insane, man. But honestly, he was, until he got injured, he was averaging 18.5 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. And Spo loves him because his defensive tenacity is amazing. Now, in deeper leagues, Max Christie. Don't even try to guess Jason Kidd's rotation in Dallas. It's an absolute nightmare. You'd never be able to. They got like 6 guards, and none of them are playing. Max Christie had an amazing game last night, shot really well. And he's getting 30, 32 minutes a game. So someone to take a look at. This guy here, Bones Highland, I wouldn't even take him. He's been flirting with, I think he's been with his 4th or 5th team since he's been in the league, and he's back with Minnesota. And they're just desperate for a point guard because the point guard that they drafted is just not panning out. And their veteran at 37, 38 years old is too old. So,
they're gonna play big anyway. They want to play that. They want to play that way anyway.
They do. They do.
and
Yeah,
Randall,
Chris Finch is like that. Chris Finch is
Daniel.
6'5". He loves
They don't need,
Spo. He loves all those.
can in there and play 10 minutes, 10 minutes. That's what
Yeah,
they need.
true. And also Igor Demon, who strangely enough on the Brooklyn, they had 5 first-round draft picks last year, and they chose 5 of the exact same players. Honest to God, I would fire the Kiwi that's running that team right away. I was like, are you kidding me? You just drafted 5 6'7", 6'8" guards?
Yeah.
Like, what do you like?
Yeah.
How do you? What? I don't even know what to say anymore. But he had a great game. He's 6'9" out of Brigham Young, and he can shoot it, even though he's shooting under 40%. Marvin Bagley. I mean, honest to God, I can't believe we're still talking about Marvin Bagley, but when he's healthy, he can give you a double-double. And he's just a turnover. He's a turnover waiting to happen. He's an injury waiting to happen. And that's it, Trent. That is it for the Waiver Wired Connected in Week 11. This is where I turn it over to Trent and we start freestyling it. We start talking hoops. We start talking about the games last night. We start talking about heading into 2006. This is 2025. We just got a couple of days remaining. And it'll be interesting. We're a third of the way through the NBA season. It'll be interesting to see what's happening. What's on your mind, Trent?
Well, it's good to see that, and I'm sure all the coaches and all the players in Denver are probably very happy to know that Jokic is 4 to 6 weeks and not a lot worse than what it looked, because he didn't want to put any pressure on it. But hey, let's talk about my squad. Yeah, my Spurs. Let's go. That team right now.
Biggest surprise of the year.
The fact that anybody thought that Ace Bailey was better than Ron Harper Jr. is an absolute farce.
Yeah.
Ron Harper Jr. is a ball player. That guy's getting more and more minutes, and I love when they play. And you already know I'm a De'Aaron Fox guy already, but you play, and that guy's a walking bucket, dude. He can get a mid-range jump shot, little fadeaway left-handed jump shot anytime he wants.
Absolutely.
At end of games and stuff. But when they play him, Stephen Castle is just unbelievable. I actually think he's the best player on their team outside of Wemby. He just does everything. That guy will show up and get 10 boards, kind of thing with 10 assists.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable how much he improved over last year.
And people don't realize he's 6'6", 225 and athletic. He's scary athletic.
Low. And so is Harper Jr. That's what I mean, right? So when they play him, they play Fox, Castle, Harper Jr., and they throw in the veteran Harrison Barnes. He's like Bruce Bowen now. He's this corner 3 guy, plays defense and rebounds.
Yeah, good analogy there,
Wemby, or when they play Wemby and the other big, what's his name?
Cornette.
When they play those two with those 3 guards, they have such a diverse lineup with depth. They bring in Champagne. They bring in the other
Kelton Johnson.
Kelton Johnson, but the other kid, Vassell. Now he's on the bench.
He can shoot it.
But I'm saying those guys are off the bench. It shows now they have all this depth. Well, they've beaten OKC 3 straight times.
Yeah.
It's like, look out, people. These guys this isn't.
They're for real.
Let's see what the future Spurs are like. This is for real this year. Like they're legit this year. And they've been in some close games against some of the top teams, and they don't flinch at the end of games. They're not turning the ball over like you'd think a young team would do. Fox was such a great addition. I never knew how he would fit in there.
Yeah.
He's such a great addition at end of game stuff with the ball. The guy's got the ball on the string, and he can get to a mid-range jump shot anytime. Right? They're just a fun team to watch. They really are.
They are, and Fox is the only true point guard they have, and the other guys are all combos. So it's really good. But if Fox goes down, the interesting thing is that all those combo guards can play.
They can all play guard, point guard.
Yeah, so it's really interesting combo trend. I totally agree with you. It's a fascinating team to watch.
They have a dynamic lineup and depth. They just have coming off, rolling guys off the bench that can play.
Yeah, they really do. And we talked about them in the first episode of the second season. We talked about it, and I thought that the Spurs had a chance to get into the play-in and higher, and Trent was like, I don't know about higher, but maybe.
They're unreal right now.
They're really playing fantastic basketball, and they're one of the surprising teams in the West. Absolutely.
Well, and Houston's come on now. Houston finally seems to kind of found their groove. They're played together now 30 games. It's like, okay, I know where this guy's going to go this pass, like that type of stuff. And
Yep.
you can see it in the way they're playing. I mean, they were down 15 to Denver the other night, and there was some trash talk going on, and they won by 15.
Yeah.
Just obliterated them.
Yeah,
that's
that was a great
30-point
comeback.
turnaround. Yeah, it was crazy. So they're playing. I mean, I'm not wanting to play them in the playoffs.
No.
You don't want. You want no part of it.
In fact, there's a number of teams in the West I wouldn't want to play.
And OKC, they're not getting that record. It's not happening.
No, I don't think it's going to happen this year. They lost 3 out of 4 unexpectedly.
A bit of lull, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to happen to every team.
Yeah.
The thing is that they're still the team to beat. I don't think anybody can say that the team is to beat is not OKC. As much as I like, and I'm rooting for San Antonio, just because they're fun. I want to root for those teams that are fun to watch, and they're fun to watch. OKC is still the team to beat at the end.
Yeah.
Like there's that hasn't changed, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Lakers seen a little bit of a lull. A couple of rough games there that JJ came out and kind of that's not going to happen anymore type thing. Utah with a really. I actually watched this game the other night, the Utah Detroit game, and they beat Detroit there by 1. That was a really fun game. So again, another team that them in Portland, honestly, fun teams to watch. Super young. They're on the other spectrum of the Wizards, or of the Washington Bullets. Let's be honest, the Washington Bullets. But they're on the other end of that. They're really both those two teams are really young, the Blazers and Utah.
Yeah.
And just seem to have they're just another step ahead of where Washington is. That's where Washington's trying to get, that play-in type team, playing those young guys. And you have to do it eventually. You have to, instead of, I mean, let's look at Washington, right? And what they did. Portland's always been, like, I'll give Portland credit. Portland's always been a very competitive franchise. Their team is always in the playoffs. The Trailblazers. Not very often were the Trailblazers a rebuilding team in the history of the league since we've been fans. They've always been a pretty solid franchise. They would spend money, great fan base, right? They did a full rebuild, and you can see it now. Klingman is playing more.
He's playing well too.
Good player.
He's a big lad, though.
They have so many guys from 6'5" to like 6'10", and long and athletic, and they play that. And they're again another fun team to watch. I think Thiago Splitter's doing a great job.
Really good job. And two players we've got to shout out. We've got to shout out the kid from Israel. He's having an all-star year, and I'm voting for him as a backup forward in the NBA this year. He's playing unbelievable. The leadership that he's showing is extraordinary. And the Canadian, Sharp, my God, that kid's got a 44-inch vertical. He is just and with the 6'9" power forward playing the point guard position with that team is actually working, and he moves the ball around, and he's a walking triple-double. It's just
like I said, they have so many 6, 7, 10 guys,
long dudes. But Thiago Splitter, I mentioned it before, and I agree with you. He really deserves the kudos. He's level-headed. He's a big guy. He demands respect, and he's one of these European bigs that, like the Gasol brothers, they're just really uber intelligent, cultured, sophisticated.
Great role player, whole career.
Absolutely. And he speaks 5 languages, so there's no problem communicating with the chap. That's for sure.
But like great role players whole career, and those are the guys that are usually the best coaches. They've seen it all.
Yeah.
They've been involved in, and they understand the X's and O's a bit better than the star players. He's done a really good job, and I believe that. I don't think Chauncey Billups is coming back anytime soon.
Well, I don't think he's going to jail.
No, I don't think so, but I don't think he's coming back to coach at Portland.
No, I mean, and honestly, if Chauncey Billups intentionally got involved in this, and it wasn't for financial reasons, it might have been to help a friend out, or having a glass of wine with somebody after the game and talking about hoops, and his friend asked him his opinion on and you have to be very careful about what you say, and how you say it, and who you say it to. So it's a good learning experience, because Chauncey's a good guy, and he's a Hall of Fame player. It'd be a shame to see his reputation tarnished.
Another team that I know you don't like, and we're not big fans of, but they've had a nice little run here of late too, is Memphis. They've played themselves into like ninth place into the play-in part of the West right now after a quarter way through the season.
Yeah.
Morant came back here the other night. I mean, I still think that I'm with you. I still agree that they should be trying to trade him at his highest peak right now. Get what they can get for him because they
Get a boat for him.
and they would, right? Somebody would give him a boat.
Yeah.
Ship him out, change that culture, how you're changing it with the players that you have when he hasn't been playing, and you've got the cohesion there. I think it's the same for what you said about Charlotte. I think Ball's a guy that's going to be on the move for the end of the year. I think they need to. It sucks because I'd like to see them do better. I remember when the Charlotte Hornets were good with Alonzo Mourning and Grandma Ma, Larry Johnson, and those guys, right? Monkey Forbes and Kendall Gill and Del Curry.
Yeah.
Yuka. I mean, they had a really solid team back in the day.
They did.
Young Anthony Mason. I mean, yeah. So I'd like to see I'd like to see them be better. So again, there's a guy that they probably can get a boat for because he's still young. There's that potential there. You know what's going to happen, and it happens with lots of these guys. We talked about it before. These guys that start at one team, whether it's injuries, lifestyle, whatever it is, sometimes a change of scenery in a certain percentage of them, all of a sudden it awakens the guy to realize, okay, first of all, now I'm not untouchable. I can be traded, right? Because obviously these guys, their egos are huge. That's why they're professional athletes. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden it's like, geez, I'm not even great enough not that I can't be traded. Well, maybe it's a bit of a shot in the arm for some guys, and when they go somewhere else. It doesn't work every time, but maybe that's what has to happen with Paul. Although you said he needs to probably get over to Germany and do whatever stem cell he can do to get his ankles like they're better. I don't know with him. Just can't play.
Yeah.
But when he plays, it's exciting to watch. No question about that.
Yeah.
Right. So.
No, he can play, and there would be a lot of teams lining up for him as well.
So, again, Sacramento is just a terrible mess. And then the Clippers. I mean, Kawhi getting 51 here the other night. There's a great.
He just woke for one game, and now he'll disappear into hibernation for the remainder of the year with multiple contusions of every single part of his body.
I'll be interested to see right now. This will be the difference between Denver and San Antonio for us. Is let's see what San Antonio did when Wemby went down. Both you and I told you when he went down, I go, there's no way they can maintain this pace. Well, they did. They dropped off a couple games, but overall they did. And that's where these guys like Castle and Harper Jr. These guys started to shine, right? They showed their overall depth in not having him. So I'm curious to see how Denver does without Jokic. I think they go in the tank. He is just so all-worldly. We have not seen guys. We only see this guy's a generational player. You don't have to like him. You don't have to like the Nuggets. I don't care. It's like fans of Jordan or LeBron or Kobe or any great player. You might not root for their team.
Yeah.
But you should watch those games because you're watching a generational talent.
Absolutely.
I'm not a Laker fan. I watch Laker games to watch Kobe Bryant. It's unbelievable. I'm not in hockey. I dislike the Edmonton Oilers, but I'll watch their games sometimes just to watch Connor McDavid. I've never seen anything like it.
Right.
Well, Nikola Jokic is one of those guys. You want to watch Denver Nuggets games.
And by the way, thanks I was waiting for you to bring up Denver again because I omitted a very important pickup on waiver wired connected with a Joker going down anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah. Thank God it's nothing serious. Vancityurbanliving, the big Lithuanian, is going to eat 30 plus minutes if he doesn't get in foul trouble. And he will be a walking double-double with blocks. Nobody can stop him. He's literally one of the biggest human beings in the NBA right now. And I picked him up on 4 of my 8 teams just for center depth because he's a great rebounder. He can shoot the 3. He shoots 56% from the field and almost 80% from the foul line. And he's got a nice touch. and he plays every single game. He's always been consistent when he gets the minutes. And Denver talked him into this opportunity because they said, look, we're going to give you the minutes that no other team in the NBA is going to do. And you don't have to go to Panathinaikos or, back to Lithuania. He owns his own basketball team in the Premier League of Lithuania anyways, right? Yeah. So so he's gonna get some burn, and people do not sleep on that giant. He is an absolute beast in the paint. Yes, he's not going to drop dimes like him, but he is very unselfish, and he will be a cheaper version of the Joker, because there's no one can replicate what the Joker is doing in the NBA today. In fact, I don't think anyone's replicated it ever in the history of the NBA, because the guy is just that freaking good. So I just wanted to mention Big V, and I hope he goes off because I got him on 4 teams.
Real quick, when we go through the East, is another guy that I almost picked up the other day, because it's hit or miss when he's going to play again, but is Kelly Oubre Jr.
Yeah, he's been injured.
Close, but he's been injured. I had him.
Yeah.
And he was doing quite well. He's having a really good season. And then,
he was. Good numbers.
He might be a guy that you might be able to sneak on your roster.
Well, I thought about it, and he leads. If you look at the waiver wire connected, and you look at points category, he leads all injured players in the points category. He was averaging 19 points a game, 6 rebounds, and he was getting steals and blocks. And Nick Nurse loves him because he showed two-way versatility for the first time in his young career, whereas he was just a gunner before and a bit of a little bit of a head case. A lot of people were thinking he was just in love with himself and didn't care about anything else. And that still might be true, but at least he's playing defense. The issue, of course, is Paul George and the rotations on there. And, you've got a player like Grimes, who is playing almost 33 minutes a game, and he's averaging 15 points a game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. But, how do you find time for all of these guys? And when you're talking about 2 players that take up $500 million of your salary cap, and they're not playing 50 games in a season. So do you focus on giving the youth, or I don't know how Nick Nurse does it. I don't know how he sleeps.
There's another team that could make the trade, get away from Joel Embiid. I mean, Joel Embiid's never going to be healthy. I mean, unfortunately,
no. He's playing on one leg.
Huge man, running up and down the floor. Usually knee problem. Yeah. And he has a chronic knee issue. It's never going to go away. He's never going to play more than probably 40 games in a season.
He has no cartilage. He has no cartilage left on the knee.
Yeah, he's such a talent. It's unfortunate because he's an unbelievably talented player.
Yeah.
I'm sure they could get something for him to this day.
Absolutely. I agree. I'm surprised they haven't done it, but maybe they're just hoping he wakes up one day and he's got a new knee.
I mean, if you think about it, they drafted the guy and he missed a year. Like, I don't know. Sometimes you gotta wonder, but VJ kind of come back on for the Sixers. They played a little bit better lately. Maxey has had a crazy career year.
Yeah, I voted for him for an All-Star this year. He's 31 points a game. My God.
Still being at first.
And what a great kid, eh? It's like a smile on his face. He's good on and off the court. He doesn't party. He doesn't drink. He's it's just.
Yeah.
I think just clone guys like that.
I mean, again, I think the biggest surprise in the East for me right now is Boston.
Yeah, unbelievable,
it just shows you the kind of team they have, how talented those guys actually are.
Yeah,
Pritchard has stunk this year.
Well, he's really come in. He really started slow. He was overweight. We talked about it before, but
he was reading too many press clippings about how great he was.
I don't know what's going on. Too many chips. But he's lost the weight, and in the last 7 games, he is averaging 24 points a game from his 17 points a game. And he's been playing ballistic because he rediscovered his shot. He lost his shot, and he's one of the best 3-point shooters in the NBA.
He got in shape. That's what it was. So.
Yeah.
But without Jason Tatum, I would never predicted. Boston to me was probably fringe 6 seed, probably a playing team. Like
Yeah.
we talked about without Tatum and the way they're playing. I mean, Brown has stepped it up.
Yeah.
Rid of the hair dye, so that's good too.
Ketis at center is playing really consistent, double, 2 blocks.
I mean, Derek White's super underrated player. Anyway,
Yeah.
they've been playing. I mean, that's a big surprise to me. And the Raptors had a nice little roll here this last week. They're like 7-3.
Yeah.
I actually see the young kid from South Carolina seems to be getting more minutes. And he seems to have taken minutes away from your boy Mashvili there.
Yeah.
And he
Well, I mean, he was a filler and a flyer, and he was lucky that Toronto was lucky to get him. Let's put it that way.
That player, right? But this kid, I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
You talk about Skidishvili?
Yeah, no, Skidishvili is a good bench player, but the young kid from South Carolina they drafted.
Oh yeah, Colin Boyle.
More lately, and he's put up a couple double-doubles in a row.
Listen, I talked to him in one of our pre-episode last year or beginning of this year, and I mentioned his name, and you looked at me and you went, "Who?"
Oh no, I know who he was. I watched.
Oh, I know. We talked about that, but I'm just saying I was surprised they picked him up, to be honest, because there was better players out there, in my opinion.
He's a 6'7" player he's a 6'7" guy with a 7-footer game kind of thing.
Well, he's got really long arms, like he's got a 7'1" wingspan.
But he's been playing great lately.
Yeah,
so
he needs the minutes, man, just like everybody else.
So, that's been a kind of a nice little surprise lately for the Raptors.
Yeah.
So, good on them. I mean, Detroit. Detroit's been at the front to start with. Right? You know, they're probably going to be there near the end of the year. I think the Knicks. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Knicks be the first seed, like take that seed over before the end of the year.
I would say Knicks and Detroit are 1 and 2 right now in the East.
Orlando, I just think, as you said earlier, whatever it is about that franchise, they don't seem to ever have a full lineup. They just can't seem to stay healthy. If it's not one guy,
no, it's really tragic because they when they have everybody healthy, they're one of the best defensive teams in the league and one of the best offensive teams in the league.
Yep.
So I agree, totally agree. And Bane's playing better, and of course with the emergence of Mr. Black, he is what he's been doing is about time he woke up, and I personally think he's better than there's Suggs. Myself personally, I would rather have a 6-7 point guard than a guy that's always injured. Suggs is an injury waiting to happen.
Yeah, well, he's been healthy here the last while, so trust me. And then Toronto picked up Mo Bamba. There's a big disappointment.
They signed him to the rest of the year too.
I seen when he was at Texas in college, it was just like, holy, look at this guy.
Yeah. And
he got to the league and he needed to, just stuff to work on. And
he bounced around a little bit, but when he was with the 905, Toronto's G League team, he was 16 points, 12 rebounds, 4 blocks, and dominating. And honestly, they needed another big because Podol, as much as I like Podol from Austria, he's got back issues, and he had a record year last year, and I knew it would not be replicated, unfortunately. I drafted him, and I cut him like in the first couple of weeks because it was just.
Let's not get crazy about numbers in the G League. Chris Boucher was the MVP in the G League at one time, so let's not
and he's lucky to be in the NBA right now.
So,
and he's on Boston. And he's on Boston, by the way.
Canadian boy. I mean, I love him, but I mean, those.
Yeah, good point.
But and then Cleveland. I don't know what to think of them right now. They're a little healthy, unhealthy, but I don't know. They haven't played that great at basketball.
No, I mean they're not getting consistency from the 7-footers. They're both injured, and finally, the Fro actually woke last night and had 27 points, 14 rebounds. But he had no peripheral, no assists, no blocks. He doesn't shoot the 3. I mean, they need more from him. And I like him. He's a great kid, but they need more consistency from him. And the other kid that is Mike Tyson's son has really found himself a roster spot on the Cleveland. Jason Tyson. He's a 6'6", 235-pound machine. And he is hair trigger. And he doesn't look like he's light off his feet because he's got a thick trunk. But he has that nasty disposition his dad does, and he's relentless. So he's a step in the right direction, better than DeAndre Hunter. That guy is just talk about a frustrating player to.
Such a talented player, but
Oh my God, man! He's always, if not the first or second player on the waiver wire connected that is leading the league in scoring, but just can't seem to put it together. And because he's always injured and he's very inconsistent. But if you like threes and scoring off the bench, and he is 6'8", you know, yeah.
Then you have, I mean, as you said, Milwaukee, to be honest, back will be good because they're outside the play-in game right now. But Chicago and Atlanta,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know what's going on in Chicago with you. Like I said, I'm very close to getting rid of what's his name there,
Mattis.
Yeah, dude, like, what are you doing?
Well, Mattis is currently averaging 15.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, four assists, a couple of threes, a couple of steals. He's not getting the minutes, man. The coach, I'm not really sure what's going on with his rotations, but Ayo Dosunmu is nowhere near as good as any of their three starting guards.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure why he's eating into everybody's minutes because Mattis, he's 6'10". People don't realize the kid's 6'10".
Yeah, and then let
him play 30 minutes.
The only other team in the East I'll bring up just because they're on a little heater is Brooklyn. Cam Thomas came back, played 18 minutes at 30 points, 36 and 5 or something, 18 minutes.
And then disappeared last night.
Yeah, exactly. But I was like, okay, good for you.
Yeah.
So finally off my injured report.
Yeah, no doubt. But Igor Demin had 7 threes last night, and he's 6'9", point guard. He's one of the 5 that they drafted, and he's the best of the ones they drafted. And they're getting more, you're getting their center has been playing better and more consistent with the Brooklyn. And, they've got a couple of young draft players. The Wolf kid looks like he's going to be a keeper in the NBA. And Michael Porter Jr. is just playing mental right now. It looks like that Brooklyn got the better deal because Cameron Johnson's injured again and soft as butter.
Yeah. That's all we got.
Listen, that was awesome, Trent. We're going to wrap things up here. We're just approaching an hour, and it was a good episode. It's nice to have you back. Did you have a happy holidays? Was it a good holidays? Did Santa spoil you silly? I told everyone in the last episode I did by myself that you were drinking eggnog in a thong in 3 foot of snow on your outdoor jacuzzi, presumably with your wife, and I know you were. And it's even in the snow, it's still very comfortable though, right? Because it's nice and toasty. Yeah, I love it too. I did it with you guys one year, and it was fantastic.
104 in the hot tub.
Yeah, man. Oh, really? Is that sort of the average? Yeah, nice one. Yeah. So the family, everyone, the new doggy.
Yeah, well, I'm get this show over with so I can go see what he's gotten into while I was doing this. So.
Okay. Well, listen, we'll wrap everything up. Thanks kindly, Trent. Want to say thank you for everybody. First and foremost, at the end of 2025, we're extremely fortunate to have done 100 episodes a day before the end of the year. 60 on the first iteration of All Things Canadian with Pauly and Johnny, and 40 in 2 seasons with my main man, Mr. Trent Rowley, a good friend of mine to my left and your right. And our new thumbnail, I gotta say, is I love it. I'm getting a lot of really positive compliments. We're going to keep the same one. We're just going to change the episode because I've never seen you look better in that. Thank God. I asked you to send me a photo of you, and you sent me the best possible photo. And looks like the AI at ChatGTP likes your look as well, and mine actually. Although it made me extend my chin a little bit, like my cousin Sean's. Flab goes, "That looks like Sean." I said, "No, it looks like me." And I showed her the photo I took 4 seconds before giving it to AI to do it, and it does. I've just lost a little bit of weight. And in the meantime, Trent, I want to let you go. And for those that are enjoying the Canadian Bro Show, we've done 100 episodes, and it's free entertainment. We really appreciate it if you continue to watch the show and come back and check out all the episodes. It's free entertainment. It's fun at the Canadian Bro Show. You'll see it on the thumbnail logo. I'll have this episode on the YouTube in a couple of hours. And in the meantime, thanks again for joining us. I hope everybody had a safe and happy holidays, a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and a Happy New Year. a better new year than 2025. What a gong show. And hopefully 2026 can be somewhat more positive, and we will soon find out. But in the meantime, thanks again, Trent. Everybody have a safe, happy holidays, and let's all pray for 2026 to be much better than 25. And one way that can help is that just reach out and be kind to people. If you're having a bad day, give someone a hug. If you know someone that needs a phone call or an email, send them an email or text, or give them a call, and tell them that you love them. And life is too short. We're only here for as long as we're here. In the meantime, just be kind out there. And we're going to be signing off, Trent. And I'll let you get to the puppy, and we'll see you next Monday. In the meantime, I'm ending everything. You want to say something, Trent?
Have a good week. All right. Soon.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. We're ending, everybody. Peace, love, and happiness, health. And let's have a great 2026, shall we? We'll see you.